Hi guys, it's Skitsy, and I just wanted to make a quick video about how I like to draw foliage and shrubs and trees and stuff. So this is what I did for the first part. I just tried to draw a tree. You have the main branch, the roots, they stick around many different ways, so you guys can just freehand that if you want. At least for me, that's how I do it. One thing that's cool about nature is that you can just freehand this, there's no going wrong. I usually just maintain the principle that there's the main one, the next levels that usually split into two, but it's okay, sometimes they break off and that's okay to just leave this open. And sometimes they split into more than two. These ones, if they grow longer, they could even make more branches. And yeah, so that's the principle I keep in mind when drawing trees. And this one just would keep going, but just keep making more branches. These will keep making more branches. Yeah, and that's the principle of making the skeleton of the tree, basically. As for the leaves, you can see here, you can see what I did here in the leaves is that I actually just followed the main structure of the skeleton I made. So you can see here the branches, the main trunk, if you could say. By the way, this is just a shrub, not a fallen tree, and it follows the same principle. It's a barky plant, so it has this main trunk. I don't know the proper term for this, but the primary branches probably, then the secondary branches are the ones that sprout off from those, such as these guys, which in turn would also sprout into even smaller ones, such as these smaller sprigs here. And as the tree grows, it will continue to add more and more in a similar fashion, splitting off in different points. It could also grow a new one from an existing point, such as here, probably behind this because of the perspective. And this could definitely make another, just like that. That's how I structure it. So going back to the leaves, that's how I also structure the leaves, just like in nature, following the skeleton of the branches. So here you have this branch, which is the one in the front. You can see I did try my best to make it accentuate that it's clumping together in the frontmost. And you can see that in the leaves. And of course, it's supposed to be a three-dimensional object, so there would be some sprigs sticking out here closer to us and some farther to us, away from us. So the ones that stick closer to us, the ones that are angled towards us, would make more foliage, make it more puffy and make it more accentuated, I guess. And the rest of it is just filler, I suppose. And later you will have to shade that this is the darker because it's behind, based on what this is doing. Yeah, we can have some shading here and just follow the general shape and stuff like that. So you get the idea. Because I think looking at these trees, I did not do that principle. What I did here is I just stuck a trunk and then I did a floof. I just followed I don't know if you can see. Yeah. I just followed the basic draft sketch and I just did a floof, and then I just added leaves like that. And I just kept adding leaves, and I just kept adding leaves. And I didn't really keep the structure of the branches and stuff in mind. I only added the branches after adding the leaves. So you can see that it's kind of flat. You can see it here. You can see the floof that I did here. It doesn't really make sense, and it doesn't really add up to the entire structure of the tree. It's just one flat piece of floof with a bunch of leaves. And that's not a very convincing tree for me. I did try to add some depth to it by adding the ones in behind the floof, some leaves behind it and some leaves in front of the floof. But that's not very convincing at all, is it? Now this one I did modify a bit more, since I just copy pasted basically the entire foliage of this to this other branch, to this other tree. And that's basically the entire, almost the same idea. I just did a trunk, copy pasted this, but actually before modifying the foliage, I finally decided to add a proper branch. And that's where I built this chunk of foliage around off, where I can actually structure it to follow the shape of this branch, that it's sticking out closer to us than the others. And that's basically it. Then I modified this part where they're like the two chunks of foliage are touching, and they're like squishing leaves together, and the leaves are like jutting out in all sorts of directions. But it's still not convincing, since it's still a pile of floof that just touched. Yeah, but I'm trying to work better on these shrubs. So how's about I try demonstrating how I did this? Yeah, how I did this on this next one. So yeah, let's focus on the ones closer to us. Let's do. So this one's more round leaves compared to the tree leaves, so I'd say focus on this one first. Just one quick disclaimer, I'm not a pro or anything. I haven't published any illustrations or comics that actually prove that I'm good at this. But this is just based on my observation and how I do it usually, if I needed to draw trees or shrubbery. Another thing I might want to add is that I have a rough draft of just floof and a few roots peeking out. But let this be a little reminder that you don't always have to follow the rough draft sketch, like it has to be that voluminous. Nah, it's alright. So that's why I can proceed just building it off of this. And I'll manage the rest of it later. Alright, so I think I'm satisfied with this. Doesn't look as equal as the first one I made, huh? This one's a lot more floofier than this one. Is more compact. Now, which one do you like better, this one or this one? As if I'm thinking about it, I can't really compare these two because not all plants are made equal. That's one of the key points in nature. Not all trees made equal, not all shrub is made equal. But if I'm gonna argue that these two are meant to be the same species of shrub, I'm guessing that it's really weird that they don't look that the same. Yeah, that's the core idea of it. Yeah, by the way, I just made a copy of that. So I'm just gonna erase the one in the original. See, this one I'm gonna make it special in a way that you can actually see some branches sticking out compared to this one. Alright, so that's what this tree looks like. Shrub looks like. I'm gonna think about if I'll do this again, but yeah, that's the basic idea of it. I can just add a little bit more shape to it, like these squiggles here, and just add a little bit more defining shape to some of these to help differentiate the clumps of foliage. And yeah, that's a shrub, I guess. It's a lot fuzzier than this one, but it's okay. I might just do this again later. But yeah, thanks for watching. I hope to make more how I do this stuff videos again soon, and I hope this helps. I had some point that I didn't know how to draw trees, and I just went and drew different kinds of trees, and that's how I learned to do this, I guess. It's not just floof and stem. There's a different structure for every tree, and there's a different way they're formed for each kind of tree, so there's all those kinds of intricacies which I had to figure out on my own, watching other artists and stuff. So thanks for watching. I hope you did learn something. I hope this helps. The way I got helped by watching other people draw trees. If you like what you see, please do hit the like button. And if you're up to it, please do hit the subscribe button so you can get updated with the stuff I do. I don't usually do stuff like this, but I might do more stuff like this if you do hit the like button. Just let me know that you like this stuff, alright? Thanks, bye bye!